Joe, if you'd like to kick things off, please, from broadcast.
Andy, how are things?
Great, thanks, you?
Very well, thanks. Performance against Italy was a little bit rusty, there's plenty of room for improvement there. This is your last game against a Tier 1 nation for the World Cup. How close to 100% performance do you need to be on Saturday? Is there still room for kind of tapering up, or would you like to be kind of peak where you can perform?
Well, the day that we ever get 100% performance, I'm going to retire, because we've cracked it. I don't think we'd ever get to that. There's lessons learned from every game, and one of the lessons from the Italy game was that we did pretty well as far as territory possession and creating opportunities, but how clinical we was on the back of that is something that you need to be good at in a World Cup. Points matter, bonus points matter, etc. So tidying that up is something that we're aware of. Having said that, this is the second game, but at the same time, it's the first game for a lot of this group. No excuses. It's a test match at home against England, and a special one at that, being Keith Earls' 100th game. So it's an occasion where we want to be at our best, because I feel that the last time that we played against England here was a big match, but I didn't feel that we was, so taking a step forward in that regard as well is pretty important for us.
Just on Keith Earls and it being his 100th test game this weekend, how does that affect preparation within the group for the week?
It gives us all a buzz. It's such a privilege for us all within camp to be involved in such a special week for Keith and his family. He is a member of the squad that is so well respected throughout. Why? Because he's a selfless person that just keeps giving to others, and there's no better man deserving of his 100 cap here at the Aviva than Keith against England. So I just hope the fans that are coming along with us and our performance make it a special day for himself.
Just one last one for me. Ross Byrne's starts 4 years ago. He had a tough day out against England in a warm-up match. Just give an idea of how much he's grown as a player in the last 4 years.
Oh yeah, there's too much made of that. 100%. There's a reason why you fly half as a poor day at the office. It's probably because the team didn't function. And other major parts. I remember our line-out service that day wasn't red hot for him, which puts the 10 behind the 8 ball anyway. But of course, Ross would have learned from those experiences. I'm sure with the experience that he's had over the last 4 years, he is delighted to get this opportunity to play this weekend.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Andy, overall, how do you feel the Portugal camp went and this week's preparations?
Great. I suppose everyone says that about every camp that they have, otherwise it would be a waste of time, wouldn't it? But no, it was a tremendous week. We worked unbelievably hard. I mean, we went at that stage for the heat stress, obviously, to better not just our physical skills but our mental skills as well. And it was tough. Geez, it was hot. It was 39 on Saturday when we did our last session, and the lads were feeling it. So coming back to Dublin this week, in fact, it was pretty warm yesterday training. We're feeling $1 million because of it.
Yeah, the likes of Roy Keane, Lauren, they were all in and around the camp. Were they in to give words of wisdom?
No, just there as supporters, like a lot of the families were as well, out there supporting their team. I suppose they're jumping along with the excitement of the World Cup, and they wanted to show the face to the lads, to show that they're there to support them along the way.
And there was 5 players that were let go earlier in the week back to their provinces. For you as head coach, how do you find moments like that? It mustn't be an easy thing to do. Obviously it has to be done, but what are those conversations like?
Well, you just have to be honest and give the feedback for the days that you've seen people compete against one another, and it's tough to make a decision because the competition for places is something that we've grown massively over the last few years. But there's something nice that you see that competition going in, against each other every single day in training, and as we know, with Jeremy coming in this week as well, 43 players doesn't go into 33, so it's my job to do the right thing by the team.
And just finally from me, just Keith Earls, we've already mentioned him and making his 100 test cap. How would you describe your relationship with Keith? He's often talked about having a good relationship with you.
Probably similar to all the relationships that I've got with the rest of the players, just an honest one, honest one, and I think if you're honest, that people can trust what you're saying to them. There's no agendas, etc., and therefore, if there's a bit of honesty and a bit of trust, there tends to be a little bit of respect, and I'd say that's across the board with all the players, and we're all delighted to see Keith get his opportunities, his big day at the weekend. Cheers.
Yeah. Sorry, Nick.
Sorry, Andy, just when you mentioned that England match in the Six Nations, it was kind of a funny enough performance. Did you identify what happened that day? Was it that Ireland were not used to being such heavy favourites? Even in the crowd, there was a strange sense. Did you identify in a review of that match?
England brought a lot of chaos to our performance, and probably to theirs as well. The line speed was in your face, etc. The set piece is always going to be very hard to come up against, etc. And I thought that we wasn't calm enough and clinical enough to be able to play our game. There was opportunities again, and the challenge for us then, even though you were going for a grand slam, was to take this opportunity to use it to grow as a team, in a sense that we wanted to be at our best when it mattered most to us. How calm could we be there? And I thought we was a little bit jittery from time to time. We settled down eventually and got over the line, but we take our learnings from all that.
And it's the main topic of conversation this week. World Rugby have decided to appeal the panel's decision on the England rugby camp. What's your thoughts on that?
What's my thoughts on it? I mean, does it really matter?
In terms of player safety, Ireland are very big on player safety and that.
Of course we are. Yeah.
So just any thoughts or comments on the decision?
Well, whatever I say anyway is probably flawed anyway, because I know what you're talking about, and when you're talking about somebody's son and you're asking them the question, it's always going to be flawed there, so what does that really matter, Probably, I don't normally say too much because of that type of reason, about my son. But what I probably would say at this moment in time, that the circus that's gone in and around all of this is absolutely disgusting, in my opinion, disgusting. And I suppose those people that have loved the time in the sun get a few more days to keep going at that.
Okay, Nick and then Murray, and we'll close off this part of the section.
Andy, you're giving Prendergast a start. What do you see in what kind of conversations you're having with him this week?
I just see improvement all the time. He came to New Zealand with us very raw. Came back into Connacht, and to be fair, he's always been a standout performer week in, week out for Connacht. Just because of his fight, his want, his energy. He's a warrior of a type of player. He's fit, tough, but there's all sorts of different parts of his game that he's need to tidy up, and over the last 8 weeks we've seen that in abundance, so I'm excited to see him play at the weekend.
Could you talk about those, the parts of the game?
Just his decision making. He was a type of player that's 100%. Sometimes when you go 100%, you struggle to see things. His feeling in and around the game has improved, not just decision making with ball in hand, which has made his skill level a lot better, but also his decision making defensively, etc. And he's always been one to try and chase absolutely everything, whether it be a ball on the ground, and his discipline has been something that we've needed to talk about from time to time. But his all-round game is getting more balanced. I'm I'm sure it's not going to be perfect at the weekend, but I'm excited to see him play.
Thanks. Murray, final question for this.
Andy, I think last week, I myself included, were thinking Gavin Coons might get what does he need to do more of maybe to?
You know what, Murray? You know, feedback that I have with players that would. I'd love that to remain from my side, personal anyway. You know, but there's been feedback all the way through. I would say more so for all those 5 players. The competition is fierce. You know, and again, it's been great to see, and Gav's fought out, and Gav has 100% improved as well over these last 8 weeks in all sorts of areas, including his skill level, etc. You know, but you know, it's a fiercely for type of position for us at this moment in time, and unfortunately, for now, he misses out like the other 4.
Okay, thanks for the broadcast digital. If I could just ask you to embargo the rest of the press